let's go ahead and start off today. I'm going to try to get my Google Drive to stop being stupid. And
I saw my friends last week.
Yeah.
I hope to
On
see
Friday,
my grandmother.
and
She's
we
one
were
of my best friends.
They have like this island in front of their house. Not like a literal island, but it's like a little thing in between the street.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out there because they have a slack line, and then the sprinklers turned on. We got soaked.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys.
People thought that we were trying to move the
Actually,
trees closer together.
this.
You're stupid.
I do it that way. Okay. So, thank you for joining our Zoom class. Oh, I better double check and make sure there's not anybody else that's like, where's the link? The link is right here, by the way, just in case you ever need it. Oh, Lola, you found it, so that's
Yeah,
good.
I found it.
Okay, I don't think anybody else
It's on my
is.
calendar, and then it gave me an update, and then I canceled it. Yeah.
Yes, good. I tried to add everybody to the calendar as well so that you get the little notification. So, all right. So let's take a look at our second video. Today, the video is going to talk about the ensemble, and that means how we interact as a group. So we're going to watch this video together, and then we're going to talk about acting in a group. I hope that the internet decides to cooperate.
Welcome back. The focus of today's session is ensemble, which is an essential part of The Lion King.
Ensemble refers to the company of actors in a play, as well as the camaraderie and teamwork that they exhibit.
A good ensemble works together and supports one another in bringing the story to life on stage.
Today we will explore how character movement, character backgrounds, and active listening build ensemble.
An ensemble can work together in various ways to bring the play to life. One of the ways is through movement. Sometimes a director or choreographer will have an ensemble move in unison, or as one, as in The Lioness Hunt, to show how lionesses in the wild move together in packs. And the other times, the ensemble will perform individual movements that complement each other, as in Can You Feel the Love Tonight?, where a variety of flora come together to create a lush jungle environment.
Just as actors with lines need to fill in the gaps and create a background for their characters, it is very important that ensemble actors create a specific and believable history for each of their characters. Because the script doesn't always provide given circumstances for these characters, the actor gets to use their imaginations and develop rich backgrounds from scratch. Before I was
So one of the things that I want to point out is something that he said at the very beginning of the video, and he was talking about active listening, and then he also talks about developing the character's background. So when we are working together in a play, it's really important to listen to one another and, oh, I don't know what I did there, and think about how everybody is complimenting one another and supporting one another. And you do really have to listen to each other, not just the words in the script, but you have to pay attention to each other's movements. You have to pay attention to the subtext or the ideas and stuff that maybe are not written out explicitly in the script. I want to check the chat. Okay, people were just, yeah, this video is short today, so we're going to go back to it. All right, so we'll finish this video up. Make it big.
I love the active listening part.
Simba, I was cast in the ensemble of The Lion King and had to create a history for each of my characters. For example, The Lion King, and had to create a circumstances for these characters. The actor gets to use their imaginations and develop rich backgrounds from scratch. Before I was Simba, I was cast in the ensemble of The Lion King and had to create a history for each of my characters. For example, my ensemble hyena's name was Jerome, a distant relative of Ed. He was the hype hyena Nobody could out-hype Jerome. Well, I brought this character work back into the ensemble by committing to Jerome's excellence and playing every scene as if I were next in line to be Shenzi, Bonsai, or Ed. By being specific with my background, I always had a good reason to be on stage and in a scene.
When the ensemble is on stage but not the focus of a scene, they will often be asked to use active listening. Active listening means being present in a scene and reacting in character, as if you were hearing something for the first time. But it's important to do this without pulling focus from the actor who is speaking.
Let's see an example of good active listening in The Lion King. In this scene, Scar shares his plan to be king with the hyenas. It's the ensemble's job to react in character without distracting from Scar.
That out of the ashes of this tragedy, we shall rise to greet the dawning of a new era. And mighty lion and hyena come together in a great and glorious future!
Today, we've looked at the central role of ensemble in storytelling.
Now it's your turn to develop ensemble through character movement, creating character backgrounds, and active listening.
Okay, so we really were focusing on this group cohesiveness, and it doesn't really matter whether or not you have a leading role or a smaller role. Everybody has to work together, and even characters who are in a leading role really have to use that active listening. So often I see young actors on stage when they don't have a line, they're just kind of standing there like staring off into space. And you really do want to think about, how can I listen to what's happening in the scene? How can I be engaging even if I don't have a line, even if my character is supposed to be quiet? So that's what this section is talking about. So just like I mentioned on Monday, let's take a look at exactly what you're going to do in your process journal. You have just a few reflection questions to explore this week. The first piece is exploring the character objectives. That was what we talked about on Monday. And then reading through the scene and coming up and creating the situation and the scenario, and then determining the character's objectives. And then we also talked on Monday about raising the stakes. How can we make the character's objective even more important in that moment? We can do this by adding urgency, different emotions. We can do this by giving the character some specific kind of action. So think about the different things that you do to raise the stakes. And then for the exploration and reflection for today, we already watched the ensemble video, so then you're going to look at one of the characters from The Lion King and complete this character background information. I would encourage you to choose a character that maybe is not a main character, just because it's going to give you a lot of freedom to be creative with their character background. And then think about how these how this information informs the character's movement. How does the character use this information to demonstrate their attitude and their personality on stage? So the session 10 piece is kind of short for this week. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit less stress and work for this week. If you haven't done last week's, please turn it in. I've graded everybody's that have turned them in on each of the 4 Google classes, and then also double check if there's anything else that you're missing. You can always go to this to-do list, and when you open your to-do list, it's going to look different from mine, but yours will show like, oh, you have, you know, this is missing, or this is coming up, or this is due. So I have graded, so I've pretty much graded everything that's been shared and turned in. Santi, go ahead.
You got a 7. Can I reassess to get an 8?
No. I mean, you can, but that seems unnecessary. If you really desperately want to try to get an 8, then that's fine. But I mean, pretty much if you get,
I mean, a 7's really good, so.
A 7 and an 8 are basically the same.
I mean, I got an 8, but.
But yes, Santi, if you desperately want to, then if you have at that time on your hands and you want to, then you can.
What about a 9? Is there a 9?
There isn't a 9. 8 is the highest.
I don't want to reassess. I already got an 8.
8 is the highest. So just one last reminder of what's coming up in the next couple of weeks. So we will not have Zoom class on Monday the 25th. That is Memorial Day. There's no school that day. You shouldn't have any work. Oh, that's cool. Did you get a new computer, Santi?
No.
Or was that a notebook, or what was it?
Who's
Oh,
that?
it's just an alien. Oh.
Yeah.
So we will not have class on Monday the 25th. We will just have our Zoom class on Wednesday the 27th. Next week, your task will be about technical theater, costumes, lighting, makeup, set design, all kinds of fun stuff like that. And then if you're interested in participating in our small group reading, there will be an opportunity for you to audition. And then our final week of class will be your summative task. You're going to have some choices in what you do for your summative that have to do with acting or technical theater. And those of you who participate in the auditions will also be presenting a group reading of some Lion King scenes. And then our final week together, the 8th through the 11th, is going to be a fun week. You're going to be with your advisory class, and your advisory teacher is going to be giving out a list of challenges, and your advisory will try to earn points by completing those challenges. And
What do we get if we win?
Yes.
an air high five. I don't actually know.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
I don't have all those details, but you get some mad props.
When I asked Miss Baker about this, she said it was a secret.
Oh, maybe
Or
she
just doesn't
knows, because she's on the committee, I think, to put it together. So, Santi, do you have another question?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Okay, for the events, Miss Baker told us that we were going against grades. So every 6th grade was gonna team up on the 7th grade, and then the 8th grade, and then all the 7th graders were gonna team up on the 6th grade and the 8th grade. Is that true?
You obviously have more information than I do, so that I have no idea.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions before we go today? Thanks for being on.
Oh, no, I have a question.
Okay, Lola, go.
Will you read the shared story thing?
No,
Why? Why do you hate me?
I don't hate you. I love you. I think you're
What
amazing.
story thing?
The shared story.
If you go in your art class
I'll show
and
you.
you scroll down, it's gonna say it's story enrichment thingamajig, and
If you
then
go to your class.
Yeah.
And you go to the stream tab. And you scroll down.
it's pretty low
It's called Storytime Enrichment.
thingamajig.
Ah, there's more. Wait, is there?
Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, okay. So at this point, everyone in Megan's family plus Justin was asking, why didn't you try to save us? You shouldn't have trusted her. Look where you've led us. No doubt to doom. And And then Megan says, I looked for Justin. He's no more.
It's
I
a
looked
very
upstairs,
aggressive story.
and there stood Mrs. McMurtry, hands on her hips, grin on her face. I could not believe my eyes. I suddenly felt something I could not see. I couldn't see what it was. Then I blacked out. When I woke up, all I could see was black. Then I yelled, hello, is anyone there? No one answered. I decided I would try to see if there was a door to get out. Then Mrs. McMurtry walked in and said, hello, Megan, in an odd voice. I said, let me go, and where's my family and Justin? Then she whispered in my ear, they're about to be dead if you can't save them in 10 minutes. Sounds good? I wanted to cry, but I did not want to show how weak I was, so I said, okay. I said to myself, how do I get out of here? I need to get out of here. I started thinking. 8 minutes later, 2 more minutes, they're dead, Mrs. McMurtry said, laughing. Okay, I said. 1 minute later, time's ticking, Miss McMurtry said happily. Okay, I can do this, I said. 1 minute later, time's up. They're dead, Mrs. McMurtry.
Yay!
No, I yelled. Then she let me out, and I found them dead on the ground.
Wait, you guys
Yay! Yay!
You guys told
That's
me I
rude, Lola.
killing everybody, and now Kennedy ends it by killing everybody. That's not fair.
Yes, it is.
I agree. I
No,
agree.
it's
That's
not.
I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna
You
end it.
already ended it.
No.
Wait, did you put?
Lola,
didn't.
no. Bad girl.
Kennedy did it.
I'm gonna end it. Ah.
Lola, no.
Okay.
But it's not gonna end with her dying.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna say farewell for today. If you guys have any questions, email me. We just have a few short weeks left together, and I hope that everybody is good and stays safe and healthy. And I will see you next week on Wednesday. I won't see you on Monday because we won't have class. So
Miss Cortez, what did you say? I kind of missed everything because my computer got locked down.
I said, if you have any questions, email me. We won't have class on Monday because it's Memorial Day, so I will see you on Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
Oh, my parents are gonna give me work.
Oh, I'm sorry, Patrick. It's gonna be okay. All right, bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.